Hey Pico fans, this is Ruth with Pico, and I have 3 troubleshooting tips for you if you happen to have the Trojan pen waterers. This is the 3-gallon, and then there's a 4-gallon as well. But we get a lot of phone calls with people who install these for the very first time and they're experiencing a leaking nipple. So I do want to go over the 3 tips to help you figure out what's going on. Okay, each one of those pen waterers will come with this assembly. It has a bulkhead fitting, and then an elbow, and then the nipple. And this nipple is 13875. So it's the most popular in the Trojan line right here. It's very basic, but some of the things that can happen that can cause a brand new unit to leak, and this is across the board, doesn't matter who you are or how your property is kept. This is the most common. So we'll go over number one. Number one, if you're filling this for the first time, it's very possible, and it's actually a very common thing, is to have a piece of debris on your hose or whatever you're filling it with to land inside that pen waterer and get lodged inside the nipple. So if that's the case, it's always worth checking. It's going to be our number one question if you call us, is to take the nipple out of this bulkhead fitting, remove the back end here, you just twist it out like this. There's a spring, and then the trigger right here, and just check inside. Now another thing to check as well when you have this unassembled, and you can actually see, do you see that little black piece there? That's an O-ring. Now, out of the control of Trojan or anybody else, that little O-ring can become out of place when it ships because of how the box bounces, how it's maneuvered. So just make sure that that O-ring is seated correct in there. You can use the plunger, you can use your finger if you can fit it in there, just a blunt end device. You don't want to use anything sharp because you don't want to damage that O-ring. Just make sure that it's seated down. Do you see how it's seated down now? Inside of there, that will help seal it and create a seal against the water. So just make sure that that's seated flat. So that's number 2. And the very last thing that you want to check is if you do take this apart, that it's assembled correctly. So you can see the O-ring, it came off right there. There's the O-ring, the plunger, the spring, and then the back end here. So this is number 3, and this is going to be a little difficult to assemble because that spring is springing. It does its spring just like that. So make sure that's assembled correctly, and then you will place it right back into the elbow and test it out at that point. If it still leaks after you test those top 3 things, you can contact us or you can contact Trojan direct and ask for a few more troubleshooting questions. Trojan's awesome and they will always make things right, but just that basic, those basic steps, you should always check if you have one of those pen waters and they leak right off the gate. That usually will solve the problems. But if you have any other questions, let us know. You can find all Trojan products at picosupply.com or comment below and we're happy to help.